How did a single voice from South Korea echo so loudly that the entire world turned its head? How did one man, once known as the worldwide handsome of BTS, now become the face of an entire nation's culture, the global standard of K-pop, and the defining symbol of a generation's musical evolution? The announcement that Seokjin, better known as Jin of BTS, has officially been recognized as the #1 global artist representing K-pop in the world did not just shake the industry, it rewrote it. The world woke up to headlines that seemed almost too grand to be true. But it wasn't exaggeration, it was confirmation. Jin's name now sits alone at the pinnacle of K-pop's global representation, officially declared by international music institutions as the foremost artist symbolizing South Korea's cultural export. For millions, it's not just an award, it's validation of a journey built on discipline, resilience, and sincerity. But for Jin himself, this recognition means something deeper. It's a moment of quiet triumph after years of standing on the stage, carrying not just melodies, but the weight of a dream that belonged to millions. This recognition didn't happen overnight. It was not the result of mere popularity charts or fleeting social media trends. It was the outcome of endurance, the kind that only a few artists in history ever display. Jin, the oldest member of BTS, had been known for his humility, humor, and elegance. Yet beneath that calm demeanor lies a relentless pursuit of excellence that has made even industry veterans bow in respect. His journey from being a vocalist often overshadowed by the group's powerhouse dynamics to being acknowledged as the leading global figure of K-pop marks a narrative that could only be described as revolutionary. The question everyone is now asking is simple but powerful. Why Jin? Why now? Why him, among the countless artists who carry the K-pop banner worldwide? The answer lies in the undeniable truth that Jin's appeal transcends fandoms, generations, and borders. He isn't merely a performer. He is an ambassador of authenticity. When he sings, it isn't just about perfection, it's about presence. When he steps on stage, it's not choreography, it's communion. Every note he delivers, every pause, every glance into the crowd becomes an experience of humanity itself. The music industry has seen stars come and go, but Jin's name is now engraved not as a fleeting sensation, but as a cultural constant. From his military discharge that sparked global celebration to his solo projects that broke streaming records, everything about Jin's trajectory feels intentional, disciplined, and sincere. His latest accolades, including being the first Korean solo artist to top multiple global charts simultaneously, cemented what many have long believed. Jin is not just part of K-pop's story. He is the story. Even before this historic announcement, analysts had begun noticing a shift in global fan behavior. K-pop was no longer being consumed as just a genre. It was being experienced as a global movement of emotion and identity. Jin, with his gentle humor, unshakable integrity, and unwavering connection with fans, personified that transformation. When he released his solo single, The Astronaut, co-written with Coldplay, the song didn't just chart, it connected. It represented something intimate, almost sacred, between artist and listener. That relationship, fragile yet profound, is what propelled Jin beyond superstardom into the realm of legacy. Industry experts point out that Jin's rise as the official global representative of K-pop marks a new chapter in South Korea's cultural diplomacy. His image now stands as a symbol of the nation's artistic influence. The Ministry of Culture, international press, and global fan organizations have unanimously acknowledged Jin's unparalleled contribution, not only to music, but to the positive image of Korea itself. He embodies what K-pop has always promised but rarely achieved so fully, a perfect fusion of artistry, humility, and heart. But even in triumph, Jin's words remain simple. "I didn't become #1 alone," he said during a private press briefing. "Every army, every person who believed in me, every moment I doubted myself, all of that is part of why I'm standing here now." His voice trembled slightly, but not from nervousness, from truth. The sincerity of his gratitude reminded everyone that fame, in his world, is never a finish line. It's a platform for connection, The global recognition ceremony that honored Jin was held in Seoul but broadcasted live to over 120 countries, breaking previous viewership records. The moment his name was called, the crowd erupted into a unified chant. Jin,
Jin.
Jin. The scene was overwhelming. Tears streamed down faces, both on stage and in the audience. The camera captured Jin lowering his head, pressing his hand over his chest, as if to hold his heart from breaking out of sheer emotion. That single image flooded the internet within minutes, becoming a symbol of an artist who never chased crowns yet wore one effortlessly. Observers have called it the Jin phenomenon, a convergence of timing, talent, and truth that only happens once in a generation. His ability to make even silence feel musical, to make simplicity feel sacred, is unmatched. Whether performing before 50,000 people or sharing a quiet message online, Jin maintains the same intimacy, an invisible bridge between himself and his audience. In many ways, Jin's victory represents more than just artistic dominance, it's cultural transcendence. For years, K-pop struggled to balance commercial appeal with artistic depth. Jin shattered that false dichotomy. His work proves that popularity and purity can coexist, that you can be adored globally while staying profoundly human. His success invites a larger reflection on what it means to represent a genre. Is it about sales, influence, image, or is it, perhaps, about embodying a truth that no algorithm can measure? One could argue that Jin's recognition is not just an award, it's a correction. For too long, the industry measured greatness through statistics and virality. Jin's journey restores the emphasis on emotional impact. His artistry doesn't scream, it resonates. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it. And that, ultimately, is why he stands alone today as the official face of K-pop worldwide. But what comes next? Will Jin's new global status redefine the future of BTS, of Korean music, even of pop culture itself? The possibilities are limitless. With his forthcoming projects already rumored to include international collaborations and cross-genre compositions, it seems Jin is poised to continue bridging East and West not as a participant, but as a pioneer. Every step he takes now carries the weight of representation, not imposed, but embraced. For the fans, this is not just celebration, it's vindication. The ARMY community, known for its loyalty and organization, has spent years amplifying Jin's artistry, often fighting against underestimation. Today, their dedication has turned into history. When Jin addressed them directly through a brief live stream following the announcement, he simply said, "We did it." 2 words, but they carried a universe of emotion. The numbers alone are staggering. Within hours of the official recognition, Jin's digital footprint surged across all platforms. His solo works re-entered global charts, and media outlets worldwide released retrospectives of his career. Yet amid all this noise, Jin himself remained characteristically quiet. His only public post was a photo, him standing in front of a simple mirror, smiling faintly, holding the award with both hands. The caption read, "For you." There's a profound calm in that gesture, a sense of balance that defines Jin's approach to fame. While others chase the spotlight, he seems to let it find him naturally. And perhaps that's the secret all along. Why he connects so deeply, why he now represents an entire cultural movement. Because Jin doesn't perform to be seen, he performs to share. The title, #1 global artist representing K-pop, is not just about hierarchy, it's about identity. It means Jin's name is now officially synonymous with the very idea of K-pop to the international community. His image, his artistry, and his message have become the cultural lens through which millions understand what South Korean music stands for. That is not just an honor, it's a responsibility. Yet if anyone can carry that weight with grace, it is Jin. What began as a young man's dream to sing has